any of the major coins like this, Bitcoin or ETH, drop this much, it's a pretty big deal. So this is something that we're going to keep an eye on and talk about, because when Bitcoin or Ethereum crashes 10% like this, it's pretty concerning. And we're going to go ahead and look at the rest of the crypto market as well. Bitcoin is down 6% just in the last 24 hours, so it is now officially below $19,000. And crypto crash is literally trending on Twitter, as you can see right here. So people are pretty worried about this, which is why I'm making this video to cover this live. And if we look across the board here to see if any coins are being spared from this, not really, right? I mean, anything that's related to ETH is dropping quite a bit here, actually. And then, you know, even other proof of work tokens like Ethereum Classic absolutely crashing. So no coin is really being spared here whatsoever. For the most part, this is a market-wide drop. And even the bigger coins out there, right, the two biggest coins, Bitcoin and Ethereum, are down substantially. I mean, the last 7 days, we're down almost 26% now on Ethereum, which means that people are selling off post-merge. I know that's not the funnest thing to hear, but unfortunately, that is what's going on. There's nothing we can do about it right now. It is what it is, but right now, people are reacting to the merge, and they are selling off heavily. We can move over to the charts here, and it'll become even more clear. I'll go ahead and clean up these drawings a bit, but I talked about how we could get this drop just in my previous live stream, which is why you should really consider subscribing to this YouTube channel to not miss out on the best crypto analysis on YouTube. I talked about it lengthily in my previous live stream. I mentioned how we could, any drop basically below 1400, as I said, would cause a substantial drop down to our support level, which is literally, guess what, right where at now, okay? So that's around $1,250, give or take. And this is not guaranteed to hold in any type of way, right? This is just our last bit of support before, you know, we basically start moving back towards $1,000. And then if we slip back below $1,000 after that massive, you know, kind of trapdoor, we'll lose basically our floor of support and completely start crashing sub $1,000. And we could go as low as 600, 500, even as low as $380 based on my previous technical analysis. Now, some of you might be wondering, is there any news that's causing this drop? So we're going to talk about that as well. And let me pull up this article here. Crypto slide in weekend trading. Did Ethereum pick the wrong time to merge? So I'll be answering that for you right now. Do I think Ethereum picked the wrong time to merge? Not necessarily, you know. In fact, I think the time was not picked based on how the market was going. That was mostly based on the developers and how they were advancing. So did Ethereum pick the wrong time to time the merge? No, I don't think that was the case. And I don't think the merge has that much to do with the sell-off. The only thing that has been caused by the merge is it was a great opportunity to sell the news. Okay, so people tend to buy the rumor, sell the news. Okay, I mentioned this also in my previous live stream, right? Ethereum merge brings sell the fact price move. So in my previous live stream, Ethereum was only down just a little bit, right? I mean, maybe 1% or so. So it wasn't down that much. What we started to see in the days following that is a substantial, bigger, you know, the drop just started increasing not only in size, but also in velocity. Okay, so now we're dropping much faster. And as we start hitting more of these support levels, right, and especially if we don't hold in, the drop is going to accelerate even quicker. Okay, so take a look at what happened over here. At first, we were dropping, but we weren't dropping that fast, right? We then lost a support level, basically, and we got a drop that started increasing in speed until we literally got a massive liquidation event before getting an initial bounce, and then we dropped even more. So as the peak fear tends to come in, the drop tends to accelerate in speed, and that's something very important to keep in mind. Okay, so right now on the positive things, we are a little bit oversold on the RSI, and I will be talking about Bitcoin as well. But I just wanted to give a quick run through of Ethereum, since this is what's happening post merge. This is still very fresh news, and that's why I thought it was very important to actually mention this for that reason. Okay, so Like I said, the merge did not cause this drop. Nothing went technically wrong with the merge. In fact, the merge was very, very smooth, but it is one of the reasons why we're selling off now, and it's a combination of things. Okay, another big deal that's going on is if we look at the stock market. Okay, now the stock market is not open as of right now, but the futures are open. We are red once again as of right now, at least. Okay, if we look at the Asian markets, we saw a big drop over here in the Asian markets, and about a 1% drop here in the major Asian indexes. So this is all, you know, correlated, right? You're seeing the Asian markets drop. The US markets are following, not as much, so maybe there'll be a little opportunity for a bounce. Like I said, we are on support here for Ethereum, so please keep that in mind. But we also have a huge amount of selling volume, as can be seen by the volume levels over here. Okay, so we had other bits of strong selling volume, not the best sign. Now, yes, we are at support, so this is an area where we could see a bit of a bounce or at least a stabilization. But please keep in mind, this isn't guaranteed. Okay, we could just as easily start sinking lower as we did right over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and look back at what happened. We can go ahead and zoom in. We had a little bit of support on our level here, but then we just broke through that like butter. Okay, and not only did we break through that support level, but when we came up to the next one, we just crashed through that, which is why I'm very concerned here on what's going on, because I feel like what might happen is we do get that drop lower, right? And I should probably put in our next kind of psychological support level at the very least, which is basically $1,000. Okay, $1,000 is very much the last frontier before we get another big collapse like we had in this whole time period over here. Okay, so basically this drop is no joke, and this could happen again. So if we look at the size of this drop from here to here, that was around a 75% drop. Now if we I need to zoom out a little bit here, maybe go to the daily time frame for Ethereum and measure out what we're looking at here. If we go to kind of what I expected to be a peak bottom, guess what, right? We're going to be around a 70 to 75% drop once again. That's exactly in line with what I just drew out. So the opportunity for further downside is very, very possible. And that's why I want all of you to be careful out there, because this right here is possible, especially if we're not able to hold these support levels. And as of right now, we're coming in crashing down on these support levels with not much upside price action, no real bounces. And even fundamentally right now, the way the markets are digesting the news and are trading all of this, right, for stocks and crypto as well, there's a very, very strong fear and bearish outlook here. So this is why I'm saying, right, that when you see this news in the stock market, don't just ignore it because you might think it has nothing to do with crypto. In fact, why is the stock market dropping more specifically? It's because the Federal Reserve September meeting is this week. Okay, they're going to announce potentially a rate hike, right? And it could be bigger than expected. So this is very much going to affect the markets, not only crypto, but also stocks. So please remember, these things are correlated. Don't just ignore this news because you think it doesn't affect crypto, because look at how much the S&P 500 is down, and now look at how much Bitcoin and Ethereum is down. Okay, I'm not saying this to be mean, but you need to look at the facts here and how these markets are trading this news. Bitcoin and Ethereum are dropping substantially more than stocks, which for stocks, right, a 1% drop is already pretty serious business, and that's what we had in the Asian market. So and I also want to mention that this is already coming off the back of several days of downsides for stocks, and of course Bitcoin and Ethereum, especially Bitcoin, that was performing very, very poorly. So this is really, you know, a conglomerate of things that are causing such selling pressure. And I want you all to know right now, I want to know in the comment section down below, what do you think of this? Okay, do you think that we have any chance to bounce before we start crashing lower, or is this pretty much, you know, this is it, right? This is the big crash that we've been waiting for, or I should say the beginning of it. We're now at 7 live viewers. Thank you so much for the support. I don't usually stream at this time, so I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications, and at the very least leave a comment to support this live stream. Since I don't usually stream at this time, I want to try and get as many viewers as possible. So if you don't mind sharing it with your friends, or even just liking and leaving a comment, that would help support a lot. But at the very least, let me know your thoughts on what's happening right now. Are you worried? Are you selling into this? Are you buying this dip? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to talk with you. If you have any questions about what's going on right now or any other crypto out there, I'll gladly answer it. So definitely leave a comment in the comment section down below, because this is definitely something that we should talk about. Okay. Also, in the bigger pattern of things, right, we have this head and shoulders pattern that's really playing out 100% here. You know, when is the end of this pattern? It depends, right? We do have this kind of whole area right here. You know what? I'll pull out the rectangle marker. That'll give you more idea of what, a better idea, I should say, of what I'm talking about here. If I can find where the rectangle marker is on TradingView, I always get lost here with this stuff. So let's see if I can find it. Let's see, rectangle, where is it? Just trying to find the rectangle marker so I can show you in a neater way, at the very least, what's going on here. And the kind of, there we go, there is our rectangle tool. Now this is what I wanted to show you all. Okay, so if we take it basically from the top of this previous peak over here, and I go ahead and pull this out, okay, this rectangle right here is our bottom area if we are to bottom here. Okay, so anywhere in this rectangle, right, and of course please keep in mind where we are on the chart, right, we're over here right now. So anywhere in this rectangle is going to be a bounce area. Okay, the thing is, right now there's a lot of selling pressure and we're already midway through this rectangle, and I don't personally think we're going to hold this $1,300 level. I wish we were. I'm holding crypto like everybody else, but I truly don't see this $1,300 level holding. That means that our next spot, right, to hopefully get a bounce would probably be around $1,000. And you need to remember, we're already going to be seeing liquidations as we reach that level, and those liquidations could accelerate. So there's going to be a huge amount of selling pressure when we reach $1,000, and that's also going to be, you know, our actually our fourth time testing this level. Since over here we basically tested it 1, 2, 3 times, right? And yes, we got the bounce, but now we're going to come back and test it again potentially. That'll be our 4th test. Okay, the more tests we do on a support level, the more likely we are to lose that support level and actually start dropping. We're seeing more and more people in the stream. That's amazing. Thank you so much for the support. We're covering Bitcoin, Ethereum, and any other crypto out there. I'm also reading your comments and covering this live market drop. We have Athrin, who says, usually I am not awake at this hour, but it's nice to see you with a fresh analysis. I am not catching falling knives. Thank you so much for your comment, Athrin. I believe you are a subscriber. If you aren't, make sure to subscribe for the best technical analysis on YouTube and news as well for crypto and stocks. I think I've been very accurate with my live streams, and that's why it's sad that not more people are watching them, because you're getting information you know, from someone who's been around in crypto since 2017, right? So I've been throughout both bull runs. I've also been throughout the entire bear market, also known as the crypto winter, right, between 2018 and 2020, 2021. So I have a lot of experience in the space, and that's why I'm trying to share my knowledge and my technical analysis with all of you, so you can hopefully find this helpful in some type of way, right? And we are a community here, so any comments will be read, and if you want to support the stream with a super chat, I'd greatly appreciate it as well. But regardless, right, even if you're just watching this, thank you so much. And I am continuing to dig into the charts. We're going to move over to Bitcoin here, because this is a lot of stuff going on, right? And I'm covering really every crypto. So any crypto you want me to take a look at, just drop a comment, okay? Don't be shy. This is your opportunity to interact with someone who has these years of experience in the crypto space. So whether you're new to it or you're a veteran, let us know your opinion, right? Let us know your fears or questions, because that's what I'm here for. And just for all the new people that joined, because we are now at a peak of 15 live viewers on the live stream. Right now we are, you know, at the end of the weekend, and cryptos have started to fall. Okay, something that you should know about the crypto space is Sunday tends to be the biggest drop days. Okay, the weekend is usually pretty sketchy overall, but Sunday, even more specifically, tends to cause even bigger drops. So this is something that you should all be aware of, because Sunday is the danger day, as I call it, for crypto. We've seen this many times before. This is a pattern that I've seen happen time and time again, is that Sunday is where we start to see a lot of the sell-off happen, right? And when I'm saying sell-off, I really mean like the big sell-offs, right? These plus, or should I say minus 10% days, or over 10% drop, right? And like I said, when we see a 10% drop in a day, in just a few hours on either Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are now multi-$100 billion market caps individually, I can't not call this a crash, okay? Because that is what's happening. Now, like I said, we are on a bit of support. We could see a bounce, okay? So don't come at me saying that, you know, I'm just saying that we can crash here. That's not the case, but I am giving the warning that right now we're really on the brink of support, okay? And that's what I really want to mention here, is that I want to make sure that we get the bounce, and I will call it when we get the bounce. But until then, right, we need to be very careful that we don't get what happened here, where we break through the support like butter, okay? We had two major support levels there, just like we have now. And guess what? We slipped through those like nothing, okay? And that's actually initially what already happened on this $1,400 level, which was a key level that I talked about post-merge. I said that if we break below $1,400, we're going to see an acceleration of the crash. That's exactly what happened. So, you know, these are the hints that the market is giving us as to what's going to happen next and how to play this out. So you need to be very careful. Now, moving over to Bitcoin, the chart is very messy here, so excuse that. You know, I tend to draw all over the place because I am very much into technical analysis, but I'm just going to clean this real quick. The most important thing I'll say with this current chart, I think, is what I drew out here, which is this Elliott wave pattern, okay? So this Elliott wave pattern was initially completed to the upside on this little bounce, right? So that means that this was our bounce, and now we're heading into the downside of the Elliott wave. The positive thing with this, listen up folks, the positive thing with this is we already completed most of this Elliott wave pattern. Unfortunately, the downside of this is we are basically, depending on how you draw this out, okay, we have one last point of the Elliott wave pattern, right? And this is a bearish Elliott wave pattern, so we're dropping, okay? So yes, this last wave could be shorter. Could it just be here? Yes, but most likely, right, we're going to take out the two previous lows and go a lot lower, right? And I fear that, you know, we're going to sink through these support levels, and we could very, very quickly, because we don't have much support here. We barely have any support between $19,000 basically and $14,000. We literally have barely any support. The only support level that we really have, right, is basically we have a little bit at 17,000, but I wouldn't count on that to last. I'd say $15,000, right? $15,000, that's a big psychological support level. The thing is that going to be enough? Because our true actual support is all the way down at 14K. So based on the technicals, you know, that's where I'm going to say the support level is. It's $14,000 as of right now. If we were to slip any lower than where we are now, right? I mean, as soon as we take out this previous low over here, it's going to be absolute pandemonium in the crypto markets. And that low is $17,600. We're not that far from that. Already being below $19,000 is pretty disastrous. Bitcoin has really had very, very poor price action, right? I mean, our bounce are very quickly sold off, as you can see in this entire pattern over here. And, you know, this is something that could continue moving forward. So I like to give it to you straight. I don't like to sugarcoat things, because you give me your time watching these live streams and supporting these live streams, which I really do appreciate. And that's why I am not here to sugarcoat it or to tell you that we're going to go skyrocketing tomorrow, when right now, right, we need to be more careful that we don't drop instead of us, you know, skyrocketing, because we want to at least find stabilization before we can even think about, you know, getting some kind of pump like that. Now, looking at your comments here, it looks like we just got a new comment from Fatal Fury. Thank you so much for your comment. I don't think I have seen you as a subscriber, so make sure to subscribe and join us on these great live streams with the best crypto insights on YouTube. So Fatal Fury is saying, opinion about PI cycle bottom indicator. I actually don't know this indicator. I haven't heard of it, which is pretty crazy since I've been in technical analysis, but I don't know this indicator specifically. It would help me out if you told me what the pi cycle bottom indicator exactly is, and I will give you my opinion. But since I don't know this indicator, I can't speak on that, right? If you're interested, if any of you are interested in the technical indicators that I personally use for technical analysis, I like to use moving averages. So as you're going to see on this Bitcoin chart, we've got a few here, right? We've got the 50-day moving average, the 100-day moving average, and the 200-day moving average. I also always have the Bollinger Bands, which is these two slight blue lines that you see here. This gives us a good range on how the crypto is moving and how low we can kind of sink realistically in a short period amount of time. It's also a great indicator to be able to spot bounces, and also have the RSI and the MACD. As you can see, I also put in these Elliott wave patterns, and I do sometimes use the Ichimoku cloud as well. If this all sounds a bit complicated, you may be interested in my technical analysis master course. It's less than $20 and literally comes with everything you possibly could need to know about technical analysis. You can find it in the description of this video, and also take this opportunity to go follow me on Twitter, right, where I post all these live streams, I post all the news. Definitely follow me there to never miss these crypto insights, okay? And yes, on Twitter right now, Crypto Crash is trending on Twitter, okay? And guess what else is trending? FOMC. That is the Federal Reserve meeting, okay? And some people in the crypto space, as soon as they hear something about stocks, they run the other direction. What you need to understand is that these bigger macroeconomic things that have to do with the Federal Reserve, that has to do with stocks, is directly affecting your crypto. So you should be very concerned about what's going on with the Fed and stocks, because that will either help your stocks or help your cryptos, or seriously cause them to drop even more, okay? So don't be ignorant with this stuff and try and think that it's irrelevant, because it's not the case, right? In fact, we've probably seen some of the biggest correlation between crypto and stocks that we've ever seen before. If anything, cryptos have been even weaker than stocks now. So it's not fun if you're holding crypto, and I am of course a holder of both crypto and stocks, right? This is my full-time job. So answering Fatal Fury's second comment here, it's a long-term indicator, has 100% hit rate, and has flashed bottom is in, and I'm a subscriber since 17 or 18. That's amazing. Thank you so much for the support since 2017, 2018. He is a testament to how long I've been in crypto, right? Since the very first bull run. I haven't gone hiding like many other crypto YouTubers. When the bear market and the tough time comes, I'm here to cover everything. And like I said, that's interesting, and it's a long-term bottom indicator. I'll definitely take a look at it in the future. I am a bit doubtful on the 100% hit rate. I mean, that might be true for crypto, but usually no indicator has a 100% hit rate. Some of the better indicators have about a 70 to 80% hit rate. So I really have to look into that. But I appreciate your comment, Fatal Fury. And if any other people want to leave comments, don't hesitate, right? That's what I'm here for. I'm answering your comments. I'm answering your questions. If you have any questions about any specific cryptos, let me know. I also wanted to briefly talk about Ethereum Classic, right? Which is, you know, one of the forks of Ethereum. And I mean, it is the original chain, technically speaking. This is a proof of work crypto. It is seeing a lot of downside. And, you know, in fact, Ethereum, now this is another Ethereum proof of work, right? This is what I was talking about in my previous live stream, right? We have so many forks now on all these different coins, but this is the fork that specifically happened after the merge, okay? This coin is performing very, very badly. I've now given it a bit of time. I looked at their website to see, you know, is there anything interesting with this coin, since it's basically like Ethereum Classic, but with less backing. And to be honest, the developers made many mistakes during the launch of this. And to top it all off, there is, you know, barely any information about how they plan on making this any type of relevant. And Grayscale said that they're probably going to sell, or potentially try to sell, all of their holdings of this fork. So I'm going to completely ignore this coin for the time being. This is something that could literally fall to below $1. So I don't want to spend more time talking about this coin, but I do want to give that as just, you know, share my personal opinion, right? If anything changes, if anything interesting happens, I'll cover it. But in case any of you were wondering about the fork that came from the Ethereum merge, I wanted to mention it for all of you, okay? So yes, I mean, if any of you don't know, right, we did have the Ethereum merge. Now this cut down the energy usage of Ethereum, but this also left a couple big questions for Ethereum as a crypto and as an ecosystem, right? With questions like, now, how centralized is Ethereum? We have almost 50%, if not 50%, of the entire staking pools that are literally, completely centralized between 3 different big mining companies or exchanges. Okay, that's a huge problem, especially for a coin like Ethereum. Why is that such a big deal? Simply because there's $157 billion in market cap, right? So that's $157 billion of people's money that's at risk of centralization, which is no joke. Okay, so I personally don't think there's anything that's really ever going to come about that. I think Ethereum is probably the most valuable crypto network right now, which is why it's sad to see it drop, but I do understand why it's dropping. Okay, so you need to really pay attention with these cryptos, and look at the news and try to dissect, is what's happening something that has to do with the technicals? Is it a greater macroeconomic thing like the Federal Reserve and the interest rates? Or does this have nothing to do with the true value of the coin, right? In this circumstance, yes, there are a few questions, there are a few fears that have to do with, the centralization potential of it moving to proof of stake, but that's not what's causing the drop. Okay, so you need to really separate the two things. As far as Bitcoin is concerned, we know Bitcoin is the most decentralized cryptocurrency, right? Anybody who says different than that simply does not know enough about cryptocurrency, right? This is all based on the nodes. It's not based on the amount of Bitcoin you hold. Bitcoin is extremely decentralized. It's extremely censorship resistant. And, it is true to, what a crypto is supposed to be. It doesn't have smart contracts, so that's something to keep in mind, right? Ethereum has smart contracts. We have many other cryptos such as Avalanche, Polygon that have smart contracts. Avalanche, which I do love, but it's getting a very big hit, right? It doesn't have that much going on with the ecosystem. Its TVL is very low. It's gonna take a hard hit in a bear market like this, just being realistic, right? I hold both Polygon and Avalanche. I'm not being biased here. These things could drop definitely quite a bit more, right? I could see Avalanche reaching $10. I think Polygon could go back to 50 cents potentially. It could even drop below that. So keep these things in mind. Funny enough, Solana not doing that bad. I actually did buy some Solana on the dip. Solana has been performing pretty well, right? That might be because it's seen as a little bit of a competitor to Ethereum. Maybe people feel more comfortable holding Solana since it already dropped a lot. You need to think about these things as well. Even XRP, funny enough, holding up very, very nicely. So type in a little XRP army in the chat if you're a holder of XRP. I'm glad you're escaping a bit of this drop as of right now. XRP actually up in the last hour and only down 1.5% basically in the last 7 days, which is a huge outlier across the crypto space. I don't know if there was any news there with their settlements, but there's very few cryptos that are down as little as that in the last 7 days, and especially in the last 24 hours. So that is a pretty big deal there for XRP. But like I said, right, overall, if we see more and more panic, especially if Bitcoin and Ethereum start plunging below the support levels, we're going to see the drop accelerate and potentially worsen. Okay, so wow, we're at 25 live viewers. That's absolutely crazy. I made this live stream at a time where I don't usually stream, just because I knew that a lot of you were going to be concerned about this market drop, right? We can go ahead and put up the charts here, maybe even zoom in for you all so you can watch this live. And the thing to keep in mind, right, is there's no reason to worry about this. I would say the only time where someone can be worried about this is if you don't understand what's happening, right? If you understand what's happening, you realize that the pattern is playing out naturally, okay? There's no crazy thing going on. There's no technical issue with Ethereum or Bitcoin. This is purely a market reaction to jeers and fears of the Federal Reserve meeting, okay, which is this week, and what that might bring about, right? People are worried about the interest rates. They're worried about a full point rate hike, and that's why, right, people are very much on edge. They're also on edge because we've been dropping for several days in a row, and we're continuing to see a lot of downside. So that's why, the fear tends to build up. And also keep in mind, right, people long these cryptos, right, especially after they've dropped quite a bit, And what that can cause in retrospect is it can cause the crypto market to fall even more, right? As we get big liquidations. So a perfect example of this is Ethereum, because on Ethereum, right, we're basically teeter-totting right on support, right? We're on the edge of support, about to fall off a cliff. And the thing is, people might want to long that support, right? And I'm not saying that's a bad idea, because that can work very well. And it has in the past, especially in the bull market that we had. The thing is, in the bear market, things get switched up quite a bit, okay? And you can see my everything that's purple here is overall where we can bounce before, you know, if we move below $1,000, that's going to be it, okay? That's going to be what's going to start kicking us significantly lower. However, we have two last support levels. Right now, we're bouncing a bit off this 1250 support level, right? $1,250 support level for Ethereum. The thing is, okay, we saw a huge amount of increasing selling volume, which is never a good sign. And to top it all off, okay, we're not really breaking out on the RSI any bit higher. The RSI is still very weak, and you know, we're crossing in the negative to the downside on all our moving averages, the 50-day, the 100-day, the 200-day. You know, this is a typical market crash, okay? And right now, yes, we're getting a bit of that bounce. What I'm trying to point out to you all, right, is people tend to long these things and then have their stops or liquidations slightly below this, right? Call it, you know, 1200, maybe 1100, stuff like that. The thing is, right, how much of a drop is that compared to where we are now? You know, it could be 3, 5, 6%. It's not that much, right? The thing is, the amount of stops that are at those levels can cause even more sharp drops like this, okay? So that's what's known as liquidations, especially with the amount of crypto futures that are now involved in the crypto market. It can accelerate this type of action. So we'll keep an eye on this little bounce right here. You know, we need to bounce substantially to be out of the woods here, right? This is not a matter, okay, please listen here. This is not a matter of just bouncing up to, you know, even our 50-day moving average, or even if we got all the way up to $1,400 again, or even if we got up to $1,600 again. This is not enough of a bounce, okay? I can't explain how many times I would need to repeat that. I'm taking a water break here just because I'm talking so much, but you know, to confirm a bounce, I would say right now I would not feel comfortable confirming any type of bounce unless we move back above $2,000 for Ethereum, okay? And right now we're nowhere near that, unfortunately. I can zoom out a bit now, go back to the 3 hour, it'll give you a better picture, right? We need to get above this yellow line, and preferably above this purple downtrend line. We need to get above both of those, okay? So back above $2,000 basically to confirm bounce. And unfortunately, that's not looking like the easiest thing. We have some more comments coming up, which is amazing. I want us to try and rebeat our peak amount of viewers this stream, which was 32 live viewers, which is absolutely crazy. So please go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications, and leave a comment and like this video, okay? Help support the live stream, help support the channel. If you would be so kind to drop a super chat, that would be absolutely amazing to help support the channel in the bear market. We got a comment from Thoth, which I haven't seen before, so subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you for the comment. Where is your stop loss at the moment? Great question. Very simply, I don't have a stop loss since I'm holding my positions long term, okay? I'm in proof of stake coins. I'm currently staking all those coins. I haven't sold a single bit of those coins, and I'm talking so much that I need to remove my sweater here, but I don't have a stop loss because I'm not in any short-term positions right now, okay? And to be honest, with the amount of volatility that we have, and the amount of ups and downs we can have, because keep in mind, when the Federal Reserve interest rates gets released, okay, when the rate hike gets released, that could affect the market positively, okay? So we could get a very sharp pump, and I will surely be there to cover that. But the reason why I'm pointing this out is because if we get that pump, right, and if you started shorting this, you could also very quickly get liquidated. So this is a very, very aggressive moment, right? Now, if you had started, for example, shorting this drop a bit higher, then you could more easily set a stop loss. Right now, right, when we're in a falling knife type mode, it's still very, very sketchy because we don't know really where our support or even really where our resistance is right now. Okay, right now we literally look at these candles, right? For the last several hours, we've been dropping nonstop. I'm on the 3-hour chart right now. So each of these candlesticks is 3 hours. Okay, we can go ahead and count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 candles in a row, big candles of non-stop selling. Okay. So right now we're getting a little bit of green. We need to see if that holds. That might not hold whatsoever. In fact, this candle, guess what? It's not even done. Okay, this candle is still you know, in action. Okay, so right now this candle has, as you can see right here by the timer to the right below the price, in this green box, 34 minutes and 5 seconds. Okay, so that means that in 34 minutes this 3-hour candle will close. Okay, that means 3 hours went by on the candlestick, and that could be a very good sign. If we get a little bit of green here, if we get a bit of a doji candlestick, if you don't know what that is, please refer to my technical analysis master course, link in the description. That is a bullish candlestick formation, and that could cause a nice reversal. Okay, what I'm worried about now is, since there's so much selling pressure, right, we could get even a decent reversal up to somewhere like here, right, which is, like I said, kind of where our previous little resistance would be. And that wouldn't necessarily mean that much because we could fall right back down. Okay, and in fact, right now, right, there is so much weakness that we could just go slipping through that even more and just end up breaking below basically 1250 and sink even lower. Okay, so got to be very careful here. We also have a very big downtrend on the RSI. Once again, something to not be ignored. And you know, we're talking about this non-stop here. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Thoth said, correct indeed. That's amazing. Hopefully you subscribed if you haven't already. And you know, anybody who was watching the stream, hopefully you're appreciating this analysis. If you do, leave a subscribe and turn on those bell notifications to not miss these live streams. I'm not like other crypto YouTubers. I've been around since the first bull market. I've been through these bear markets. I know exactly how these crypto moves. I have made in the past and recently some of the most accurate calls in the crypto space. So please don't miss out on these great insights and hit that subscribe button and turn on those bell notifications. It's completely free to do, and I am 100% certain you will not regret it. Also, leave a like and support the live stream. You're getting this content for free. It's the least you could do. Now we have Buy More FTM, funny name there. Haven't looked at all at what Phantom is doing, but we can go ahead and take a look at it. But his comment is, bottom is in. 0 chance BTC creates a new low. Spot only. Stop gambling. Great to see you active. Thank you so much for the support. And he doesn't seem to like ETH. A lot of people are making fun of ETH. We have a lol rip ETH in the comments. It is unfortunate. Actually, let me know here. I'd love to hear your opinion. Everybody who's watching the live stream, are any of you ETH holders, or do you just own Bitcoin, maybe some other altcoins? It seems like those two comments may have been from people who specifically like Bitcoin, right, and what it stands for, which I can totally understand. I don't think that we need to create a war in the crypto space, but I am interested to hear what all of you are thinking, right? Some of you may be considering Bitcoin for potential inflation hedge purposes, etc. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to play out in the short term. In the longer term, that could absolutely play out. In fact, it has played out, right? Bitcoin is now at $18,000. Just a few years ago, it was nowhere near that. So yes, long-term Bitcoin tends to always perform very well. However, in the short term, it is not exempt from the greater drops here. And you know, we can move throughout some of the smaller coins. SHIB dropping almost 10%. Lido, you know, Lido, let's see where Lido is here. Don't know if I can find it. I forgot what its ranking is. There's so many coins now. There it is. Lido is down 12%, down 20% in the last 7 days. I wanted to take a look at Phantom here since we saw one of the subscriber and his name. So I just want to see for fun how much Phantom is at, because I haven't looked at Phantom in a while. Now Phantom has dropped a lot previously, so it'll be just interesting to see what's going on with Phantom. I gotta say, I did love using the Phantom network back in the day. It was one of the most functional networks that I've ever used with ETH and Avalanche. dropping about 10%, very similar to ETH. This is why some people are choosing to buy some of the smaller altcoins right now, right? You're getting the same drop on Phantom as you are with ETH, and potentially, if you're bullish on Phantom in the next bull market, you could get potentially more upside. So it depends on the coin, right? This is a coin by coin thing. Of course, it'll probably always be safer with Ethereum and Bitcoin. It's the more sure shot thing, but you need to consider when the smaller altcoins are dropping just as much as those multi-$100 billion coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum, it's a bit painful, right? It really makes you wonder, you know, am I really being safer even with this type of coin? I mean, Ethereum itself, right? Let's see in the top 100 here. This was probably one of the coins that dropped the most in the top 100. Look at this. To be honest, folks, this is almost cringe in my opinion. You know, I hate to use that word for Ethereum, but Ethereum is a you know, obviously it's the second biggest crypto, and look at this. In the last 7 days, okay, Ethereum was in the top 5 biggest droppers in the top 100. That is very, very, very ugly for to see, right? I don't even own any Ethereum actually right now. I might buy some if it drops more, but you know, a coin like this that's dropping this much, and it's the second biggest coin, you know, it really is a little bit annoying to see, and that just shows you how volatile and extreme these moves in crypto can be, right? No coin, no matter how big it is or how small it is exempt from how crazy the crypto market is, right? That's the simplest way to put it. Now, granted, I will give one warning to this, right? Because that might be a little bit harsh. Ethereum had pumped substantially before the merge, okay? So it did outperform most coins, and now it's getting a little bit of that inverse effect, right? So it pumped a lot. There was a sell the news or sell the fact effect here, where people were building up and buying up into the hype, into the rumor of the merge. And as soon as the merge happened, literally, and what did I tell you in my previous live stream, folks? What did I tell you in my previous live stream? I mentioned it as clear as day. I said that if we are going to see a drop or a pump, it was going to be 2 to 3 days after the merge. It wasn't going to be exactly after. It wasn't going to be 12 hours after. It was going to be probably 2 days after the merge is when we were going to see a big drop. And guess what? That is literally exactly what happened, right? It didn't happen right away. The selling pressure started slowly, and then it started mounting, and then we started sinking faster and faster. So that's exactly what I talked about, okay? So don't miss out on these live streams because you're missing out on information like that. Take this opportunity to go ahead and follow me on Twitter. I'd greatly appreciate the support. You can go ahead and message me on Twitter, you know, tag me. I'll take a look at the notifications at the end of this live stream. And Crypto Crash is trending on Twitter, which is why I made this video, right? I want to be here to cover the news for all of you. We have 20 live viewers. That is absolutely amazing. I'm loving the support on this stream. We have a bunch of comments coming up here. I'm going to go ahead and take a second to read them. But I just want to say a huge thank you to all our supporters. And, you know, take this opportunity, take this time to leave yourself you know, questions about what you think is happening with the crypto space, okay? Let me know what you think is happening. Let me know what you're doing. Let me know if you hold ETH or BTC. These are all things that I want to see, and we can talk about them and try and support each other and give us each other the best insights possible, so that, you know, we can really help everybody do better, right? That's the most important thing. And also go ahead and take a second to let me know if everything in the live stream is running smoothly. I'm still pretty new to live streaming, but let me know the comments down below if the connection is good, the quality, my voice audio, the video quality. These are all very important things for me to know, because I strive to give you the best content out there. Simply, that's what I'm here for, and I'm gonna be decking out these live streams with amazing graphics very soon. And if any of you appreciate the effort and work I do, please consider dropping a super chat. That greatly supports the live streams and furthers me making much more videos, you know, in the future. So I'm gonna go ahead and read some of our comments here. We have Fatal Fury is saying same drop because bottom is in, maybe retest 7K, but that's all. Even Hex is holding strong. So it is interesting what he said right there with that 17K level, because indeed we do have a little last bit of support for Bitcoin. You know, that is technically going to be support already kind of in the drop, but it is support nonetheless. And where is that support? That's what I talked about earlier. Let me go on the 4-hour chart here. That'll probably be the best time frame for all of you to see. But that corresponds with this level over here, right? 17,600. That's pretty much the last real support level. After that, the drop could accelerate quite a bit. We have Buy More FTM, who's saying this is the capitulation event and it won't touch the lows, in my opinion. Please explain what you mean by it won't touch the lows. Do you mean that we're going to get a bounce pretty soon here, or if you think that we're going to fall lower? Now we have Thoth confirming that the stream quality is good, it seems, which is amazing. I love to hear that. We also have that being confirmed by Buy More FTM, so thank you so much for letting me know. And right now it looks like we do have Bitcoin losing more support. I need to focus in on the charts. I'm distracted with all of your comments, but I really appreciate it, and don't hesitate, keep sending in those comments, keep letting me know what you think about this and which coins do you hold. I want to hear from you, Thoth, Fatal, and all of you, all the people who are on this live stream. Let me know, are you holding ETH? Are you holding Bitcoin? Are you holding both of them? Are you keeping money on the side to buy in the market, or are you fully invested right now? These are really interesting things to talk about, and it will also help other viewers in the stream, you know, get a better idea of what's happening. So I think that that's really what needs to be done here, is that we all support each other and give each other insights to get the best idea of what's happening. And right now, I'm zoomed in, I'm live on the charts. We're on the 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin. We are losing this little support level that we had over here that I had previously drawn out in the past. Okay, I hadn't even drawn this out recently, but we are losing the support level. We came and tested it. This is maybe hard to see from some of you, but right here we came back on this little candle and tested it. And we have still 2 hours left on this candle. It's not looking good, folks. I think we're gonna lose this $18,500 support level tonight. Okay, I'm going to repeat that one more time for everybody watching. I do believe tonight we are going to lose this support level, and that's going to push us below 18K. So I do believe that by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, unless we got a very strong bounce somewhere around 18 or 17K, we will probably be below $18,000 by tomorrow morning. And just in case you're watching this stream a bit later, we're talking about the night moving from Sunday into Monday US time. That is what I'm saying. I think we're going to see a drop below $18,000 BTC. You know, Bitcoin hasn't even dropped as much as Ethereum, and it's not looking pretty right now. So, you know, we never know, because these coins can find support pretty quickly and get some upside, get some bounce action. But right now, with this candle having 2 hours left and already rejecting the support, the support now turn resistance level already, it's not looking that good, right? I mean, we're below the RSI, so we're oversold, but that could continue as we are in a potential breakdown capitulation event. So definitely a little bit concerning here. We also just flipped back on the MACD, right? We had temporarily moved in a positive direction, right? So the blue line moved above the orange line. If you want to understand more of this technical analysis stuff, please refer to my technical analysis master course. You can find that in the link in the description of this video. But we had a little bit of hope here. Overall, though, if we look at the histogram, these green bars over here, it faded very quickly, right? It did not even last as much as it did back here. Back here, we had a lot of bullish momentum. On this time around, it's even weaker, okay? So the weakness is increasing and the selling pressure is increasing as well, okay? Also, take a look here, right over here on the chart, how many days sorry, we're on the 4-hour candle, but look at, first off, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now potentially 6 in a row candlesticks, 4-hour candles, right? So that's you know, many hours now that we have been selling off nonstop with a lot of selling volume, as you can see right here by these red bars. And not only has this been selling volume, this is increasing selling volume, folks, okay? So this is literally increasing as we're starting to panic more and more and seeing more and more sell pressure. And I'll refresh the overall global crypto market cap. Let's also highlight this piece right here. This is a key bit of information that a lot of crypto YouTubers don't talk about and ignore. It is the global cryptocurrency market cap, which is now at $950 billion. But you need to know that we were above $1 trillion, which is a big landmark level to reach. We were actually decently above that just a few weeks back when we had that bullish move. The bullish move that I'm talking about was this move right over here, right? And I said that we were not going to hold that $1 trillion market cap. Guess what? We're now significantly below it, right? Or I shouldn't say significantly, but this is really the beginning of losing that $1 trillion market cap support. And the money is flowing out, right? I mean, we lost 6.1% of our global cryptocurrency market cap in the last 24 hours, right? That is a very, very big drop. That would basically be the equivalent of, you know, the, let's see, the major indexes dropping, you know, over 5% a day, right? That's a big, big deal for crypto. Now, something that could be beneficial or positive is if we see stocks, these stock futures start to bounce a bit, right? We still have oil that's in positive. If we start to see these bounce a bit, then we could also start to see a little bit of a bounce action on the crypto side of things. The problem is right now, okay, this wasn't the case a few weeks back, but right now cryptos have actually been quite a bit weaker than stocks. Okay, we had you know, nonstop selling here. And, you know, stocks, I think, could have a maybe flat week. They could potentially increase a bit. Crypto right now is in a breakdown mode. Okay, we are breaking down. We are losing support levels. And, you know, it could be a sign that even the stock market might fall more. But it could also just show how much crypto is weak right now. Okay, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for these 22 live viewers. It means so much to me. Your support means so much to me. And, you know, please just support the channel by leaving a like, hitting that subscribe button, and turning on those bell notifications. You know, I'm saying that for your benefit, so you don't miss these live streams. You will be notified every time I stream, and you will get these same great crypto insights at any time, right? When we are pumping, when we're flat, when we're crashing like this, I'll be here to cover it with no BS, you know, no sugarcoating analysis. Okay, that's what I'm here for. 25 live viewers. Wow, we're at a peak on the stream. So gonna read some of your comments here. We have comments are going off the hook here, and we have a huge amount of viewers. So we have Kastub Shatri saying, what is absolute BTC low you expect? So thank you so much for that comment. I haven't seen your name before, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for that comment, Katsub. So right now, the peak BTC low that I am seeing, okay, he said absolute BTC low, so I will give you the absolute BTC low that I've been saying for a while here in case you haven't been watching these live streams, and it is quite low. Okay, now I'm not saying that we are necessarily going to fall as low as this, okay, because the more technical low, right, based on the technicals, would probably be $14,000 BTC or 10k BTC. Okay, those are two huge support levels where we would realistically get a some kind of stronger bounce, right? I can't see us not getting a strong bounce at 14k, and I also can't see us getting a strong bounce at 10k. However, the question is, are those bounces going to hold? If those bounces don't hold and we see you know, a kind of disastrous event for crypto, which would be a sub 10k BTC, which is not out of the cards, right? I am saying that sub 10k BTC is fully possible during this bear market at some point. What that means is that we could literally see about a $6,000 to $7,000 Bitcoin price at the peak low. Okay, now I know that might sound extremely low. I know some people might not like hearing this, but if we look at the previous market drop back here, okay, back during our previous 2018 bull run, please look at how the drop came about. Now we have a bit of a different pattern. This was a blow off top and we came right back down. Here we have on both Bitcoin and Ethereum a head and shoulders pattern described in a full video in my technical analysis master course. So please check this out if you don't know about technical analysis. It's linked in the description. but the head and shoulder pattern is different from this drop over here. However, right, the overall pattern of trickling down to find the bottom, so you know, these months and months and months of basically being flat, if not dropping a bit, you know, that's probably going to happen here, because now I think there's no way for us to say that we're not in a bear market. Even if we were to bounce in the next few weeks, we had a very strong bear move here. This is not just a pullback. Okay, we're down you know, over, let's see, we're down, you know, over 70% for BTC right now, and we could drop more. Please remember that from the peak cycles, okay, we do tend to get 90% plus drops on BTC. We can do it over here. Take the peak bottom, that was 84% drop for Bitcoin. Huge drop. Okay, and I want you to look at how this played out when we were dropping, when we were, you know, moving to find the peak low, the absolute bottom, as our viewer said. We ended up seeing our peak bottom over here in February of the next year. Okay, so 2019. This could literally happen hand in hand this time around. Okay, so we could go down to 14k, bounce a bit, spend a few weeks, bounce lower to 10k, spend a few weeks, and then peak to that sink to that peak low of $8,000 to $7,000, which would be very similar to what happened here, where our peak low was around $2,500. And guess how that happened, right? That happened after several weeks of slowly trickling down but not finding the actual peak bottom. Also, a little difference here, which makes it a bit concerning for this current drop right now that we're seeing in crypto, is we found support on the 200-day moving average on this move over here. Okay, we also found a huge amount of support back here where we tested it again and we bounced off. That's what actually created the most recent bull run. Okay, this time around we are actually trading below the 200-day moving average. Please hit a massive thumbs up for that level of detailed technical analysis. You're not going to find that on other channels that cover technical analysis or crypto in general. And on this channel, we do not only talk about crypto. Okay, we talk about the news, we talked about what happened with the merge, and we also talked about stocks. Okay, I'm not going to ignore stocks. I'm not going to ignore the Federal Reserve meeting and the rate hikes. Okay, this directly affects your money and crypto and stocks. Okay, this affects the entire economy pretty much globally. In fact, all the markets are more correlated than ever before. It's a very globalized economy, and when one thing drops, the rest tends to drop as well, right? We're now seeing the Hong Kong index drop even more. It's spelling bad news for stocks and even worse news for crypto. Okay, now one thing that I want to say about that is that you need to look at everything, right? You can't just look at the technicals. You can't just look at the macro news. You can't just look at the recent news. You need to look at all these things and kind of draw out the painting of what is happening. Now, looking at your comments here, I'll go ahead and answer some of them. And please, if you're new to the stream, you just hopped in, we are covering Bitcoin, Ethereum, and any other crypto that you want me to cover. So this is your chance, right? If there's any altcoins, Avalanche, Polygon, I don't know, anything, XRP, let me know. Please let me know in the comment section down below so I can go ahead and cover it in an in-depth technical analysis and how it's acting compared to the rest of this crypto market drop. So right now we are focusing on Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I'll gladly cover any altcoins. So leave your comments. If you want to talk about the market as a whole, that is what I'm here for. So leave your comments and let me know your opinions as well. Covering some of the comments of the recent viewers here, we have Buy More FTM who's saying, in my opinion, I feel BTC won't break that low of around 70k is what I'm saying. That's his opinion. I mentioned how 17,600 or so has a decent amount of support, but that is already kind of in the breakdown in the drop, which is why I'm very cautious on saying that that support would hold, because I do think that we could sink below that quite easily, right? Right now, 19k didn't hold. We're going to see throughout the night if 18k holds, but like I just said, I am not that confident that 18k is going to hold throughout the night, right? We have we can go ahead and move over to some bigger time frames here, like 4-hour candles where we still have 2 hours left on the candle. We're sinking lower as we speak. It makes me very, very worried, to be honest, that we're really going to hold throughout the night, right? We could still get, let's just say we get 2 big candles like this. That's going to push us below 18k probably. Okay, So, you know, we can actually draw that out right here. How much was this first candle drop? That was 8%. The second one was a total of 12%, both combined. What does that mean, right? We can go ahead and bring it over here, peak top, see how much we dropped this right now, about 7%. Wouldn't be surprising to fall below 10% or 12% like we just talked about. And guess where that brings us? Right below 18,000, around 17,700. That's going to be our kind of last barrier before getting an even bigger drop down to 15K and below. So as we wake up tomorrow morning, okay, wouldn't be surprised to see us right on that 17K, $700, $800 support level, if not even below that. Okay, so could get very sketchy throughout the nighttime. Like I mentioned earlier in this live stream, for people who weren't here, Sundays tend to be the big danger days in crypto. We've seen some of the biggest market drops. I'm talking about days where crypto dropped over 40%. Yes, on Sundays during the weekend. This is the danger time, Saturday and Sundays, but especially Sundays is when the real pressure starts coming in. And in fact, okay, even more so, we are, you know, in the evening US time. However, as we're going to head into the nighttime, right, as we head into 3, 4, 5 a.m., the Asian markets really start waking up, and sometimes we see some of the biggest drops when the Asian markets are very active and everybody is asleep in the US, right? So call it 4, 5 a.m., 3 a.m. in the US. There is very low buying volume, and there is massive selling pressure from Asia and China, and that is what in the past has caused some of the biggest market drops out there. Leave a like for that great insight and subscribe. Turn on those bell notifications if you haven't already. You're not going to see this level of analysis anywhere else on YouTube. Now, keeping up with your comments here, it's Off the Hook. We're 23 live viewers. Share this live stream with your friends. Send it to them so they can see what I'm talking about and you know, help them out for what's going on in crypto here. Now we have you know, a couple of people, Buy More FTM, saying if we break below 17K, it's over. You know, that's what I've been saying, right? Below 17K, we have a huge drop before we have any support, right? 14K is the first one, and we could go below to 10K very quickly thereafter. We have let's see, trying to find the comments here. We have a comment from Evan Gaston saying ApeCoin. I will go ahead and take a look at that. I saw that ApeCoin was actually pumping earlier this week. It seemed like Yuga Labs had some bullish news, I think. So I'll definitely cover ApeCoin. That's a good coin to cover, and that'll also give you, for anybody who's wondering about the hype coins, things like Dogecoin, Shiba. Right now, ApeCoin is a little bit different, right? It has also a lot more to do with the NFT market, so it's not exactly as correlated, but it is still a hype coin in a sense, and it's good to cover ApeCoin to see how is a coin like ApeCoin, which has a lot to do based off hype, but also on the NFT market, performing right now. So we're down about 6% in the last 24 hours. That is less than Ethereum. That's pretty similar to the drop that Bitcoin had. And let's go ahead and pull up the chart. Thank you so much for leaving that comment, and please make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'd love to see you more often in the streams. So looking at ApeCoin right now, we can see that we actually have a bit of an uptrend. Funny enough, we have a bit of an uptrend going on right now, and actually even in the last 4 hours, right, we actually pumped a bit here. So not looking as bad as some of the other coins. The NFT market is not as correlated to other things in the crypto space, and not even stocks. I own a lot of ens.eth domain names, and I've made sales throughout this entire bear markets. I've gotten offers on many of my domains, and that is because, right, it has a lot of intrinsic value. Okay, it's very much like real estate. NFT is a little bit more like real estate. Even in bear markets, there are people who are trying to scoop some up, and it tends to create a bit more of a floor price. Now, that's not to say that we haven't seen a crash in the aftermarket, because we absolutely have, but it is something to pay attention to, and maybe why ApeCoin is kind of holding up a bit better here, right? We actually have an uptrend that's holding. Even the last few hours, we're actually been performing quite well. So right now we're holding up. What's really interesting here is what's happening with the moving averages, right? The blue line 100-day moving average and the 200-day moving average. We could see a flip, right, a crossover, and that would be extremely bullish. But I would say we would need to be very careful here I wouldn't get too bullish on ApeCoin since the market is dropping so much unless we drop below 6%. Unfortunately, I think this is nothing wrong with ApeCoin, but if Ethereum drops a lot, ApeCoin will probably eventually get taken out with it to an extent, right? That is the only problem with ApeCoin being, you know, very much correlated to the Ethereum ecosystem, ERC20 token, which it is if Ethereum is doing bad, right? Not that it has anything to do with NFTs, not that it has anything to do with even Ethereum as a network, but it's going to cause selling pressure on things that are related to it, such as other ERC20 tokens or things like ApeCoin. So thank you so much for that comment there. That was a great coin to cover. That was coming from Evan Gaston. And, you know, thank you so much. Hopefully you'll subscribe. Now, we also have someone saying started with BTC, then came ETH. Here comes Phantom. So we have someone who is very bullish on Phantom in this chat. Like I said, I did love using the Phantom network back in the day. Fatal Fury saying same with Hex, entered in accumulation phase. We can pull that up later. We have Shirsha Sahel saying any thoughts on ApeCoin. I literally just covered ApeCoin. You can rewind the stream just a bit if you want to see that analysis. That's what I would recommend doing. But yes, I just covered ApeCoin, and it is looking like it's holding up better than others, but we can't be too overly bullish, right? In fact, you know, we would probably even need to get above $6.50 to really be in a safe zone for ApeCoin, just because of the weakness that we're seeing in Ethereum. If Ethereum was not as weak, I would not be saying that. But since we're seeing a lot of weakness in Ethereum, we need to be careful here, okay? Ethereum is literally dropping more as we speak. So this is exactly what I'm talking about, okay? Be careful here. This could drop more. Now, Shiba Inu, pulling up Shiba Inu. And by the way, I am actually decently bullish on ApeCoin in the long term, especially for the next bull market. I think that's a coin that could really fly, especially if you're able to cap ApeCoin on a dip. You know, very, very powerful coin for the next bull market. I don't own any personally. If it really went very low, I would consider getting some. Now, Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu is a interesting coin. As you can see here, very much less correlated to some of the other coins. We have an overall arching pattern of consolidation. I will pull up my old faithful and handy rectangle tool. This is going to be helpful in this type of situation to draw out a rough range. Now, this range is a little bit messy, but I'm going to give you the meat of it, which is pretty much this right here, okay? We've been very range bound for a while here, for actually a few months now on Shiba Inu. This is actually a bullish thing considering how the market has been moving, but it is an ERC20 token, and guess what? It's seeing some selling pressure as Ethereum is dropping. So, you know, some of these altcoins are actually holding up better than Ethereum. Some of them are even moving a bit higher, like ApeCoin. That's because a lot of them have potentially already found a bottom, or at least a temporary bottom, and people are just considering it less risky or a better you know, risk reward to hold some of these altcoins than Ethereum or Bitcoin at this point in time, based on how the market is moving. Give me 1 second to drink some water. I'm talking nonstop here, folks. But take the second to subscribe if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications, and go ahead and follow me on Twitter. We're talking about the crypto crash, which is now trending. We see Dogecoin trending. A lot of the noobs, a lot of amateurs, you know, completely freaking out here, having no idea what's going on. They bought Dogecoin at 60 cents. They now see it at, you know, below 6 cents, and they're completely confused. Please, please, please don't be in that position, right? Watch these live streams, get insights, learn about the crypto space. And, you know, I think if you're going to watch videos from anybody and spend your time, you might as well watch it from someone like me who has been around since 2017. Okay. So this is the level and quality of analysis that you get over here. If you are a viewer of this channel, you can rest assured that you have someone like me who has been around since 2017, covering the crypto markets nonstop, right? I mean, every day I look at these crypto markets. And the moves tend to repeat themselves, right, in very, very close similarity and proximity, okay? So you really start to see the patterns play out as you get more experienced in the crypto market. If any of you want me to cover Dogecoin, I'll go ahead and take a look at it, but please let me know in the comments below. I don't want to cover any coins that people are not interested in, just because, you know, I want to stay focused on what the viewers here of this stream are actually interested in watching and seeing. We have Bitcoin, like I said, and what I was worried about, accelerating drop. We now lost the $18,500 support level, And unfortunately, right, as we break through these little levels, these little minor support levels, which are barely enough to hold us up, the drop is going to accelerate, right? Some people think, oh, it might slow down, we're dropping a lot. No, the drop is literally going to accelerate. We're going to see a, sorry, I can't say any bad words here, but we're going to see a ton of liquidations coming through, okay? So, the drop could very much accelerate, and that's why I think we're going to be sub $18,000 at the end of by the end of the night, basically by tomorrow morning US time. Probably going to be below $18,000. You know, we could even see a even more. You know, if we get a crazy amount of liquidations, we could see Bitcoin tomorrow at 16K. You know, it's happened before, and there is absolutely every chance that it could happen again. Right now, we have that $17,600 support level on Bitcoin, which I pointed out here, and I'm just waiting. Sorry, it's let's see, because we have people coming in and out of the stream. I want to make sure that everybody knows what I'm talking about. 16,000. This is this support level right here. I'll go ahead and draw it. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and draw a little circle here. Switch things up a bit. Right here, orange. You can see it very clearly. This level right here was that $17,600. That was our previous peak bottom when we got the big drop. So now, you know, if we break below that, it's going to be, you know, the beginning of even more panic. However, there's a little chance that we see a decent bounce there. So we need to wait and see how it reacts at that level. But at least below 18K, you know, I'm pretty much considering it guaranteed at this point in time that we're at least, at the very least, going to drop below 18K throughout the night, right? Now, let's see, keeping up with the comments here. We have Half Pint. Oh, he said Shiba Inu. Thank you for that comment. I covered Shiba Inu. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We have Cowstub saying buy range for Sol and Matic, Solana and Matic. I will go ahead and cover those in a second. Just trying to drink some water because I am talking a lot here, trying to stay active for all of you. We also got a comment from Max Payne. I believe he's a regular on the screen, so welcome back. He's saying, you know, that we're basically crashing. And let's go ahead and cover Solana. This is an interesting one to take a look at. Actually has been performing probably better than both Bitcoin and Ethereum in terms of how well it's holding up. Sorry, I brought up the wrong chart here for Solana. That's the Euro chart. We will go over and move to the USD chart for Solana. Okay, so once again, one of these coins that has a bit of a range here. I don't want to draw this one out too cleanly, but over here we're basically below between $25 and $50. So this one is a little bit of a bigger range, and also it has a bit of the formation that we saw with Bitcoin, right? You saw what I just drew out with Bitcoin, where I pointed out our previous bottom here. So I'll go ahead and draw it in orange over here for Solana. We're not that far off from here, okay, as opposed to things like ApeCoin. So I am a bit worried, even though I hold Solana, but I think we could see it come to this level and break below that, okay? The only difference, Solana has dropped a bit and is an altcoin. Some people are buying up these altcoins while they're low just for the risk reward, but you know, it is a coin that we still could see go down to $20 or even $15 for a peak bottom, in my opinion. We can now move over to Matic, a coin that I really like long term. This is probably one of the coins that I like the most long term, actually. This is my second biggest coin that I hold in terms of staking, and look at that, right? It did perform very well. You have to give credit where credit's due. We still are up you know, 126% for Matic. At the peak high we were up 230%. But you have to keep in mind, when these things go up, they can come back down just as easily. I'm not saying we're going to see a huge crash, but it wouldn't be surprising to come back down to 55 or 50 cents. We'd have to see how it's acting at that level. We might actually find a lot of support there for Matic, but we need to see that and see if it holds. If we drop back lower, then we can start getting more concerned. Right now, it is actually holding up better than many other altcoins. So we'll see when it reaches 50 cents. I do think there is, unfortunately, based on how things are moving, if Ethereum keeps dropping, there is likelihood that we see 55 cents indeed. We have Brandon C, regular on live stream. Welcome. It looks like we have everybody awake, staring at the markets. All the regulars of our live stream here, hopping in and taking a look at what's happening, which I do absolutely appreciate. And Brandon C is saying silver and gold look like they're about to dump also. Thank you so much for that comment, Brandon. I love to also take a look at gold, even more so. to kind of see, you know, how are the metals markets moving in this period, right? With everything that's going on, right? We're looking at stocks dropping more now, as you can see right here. Of course, as we've been looking at, crypto has been trickling down lower. We're about to lose $1,300 support level on ETH. Wouldn't be surprised to see us below that in by the end of this live stream. And you know, I think that we're probably going to be somewhere between $1,000 and $1,300 by tomorrow morning US time for Ethereum, right? Ethereum now dropped, you know, over 10%, so Bitcoin might be catching up to Ethereum's drop right now, and that could send Ethereum lower again, right? So they're kind of bouncing off each other there. But let's go ahead and look at silver and gold. It looks like my internet wasn't pulling up. Gold prices dip as Fed policy takes center stage, right? That's the interest rate federal meeting rate hike, and it's causing a lot of market jitters. We're seeing gold drop a bit. Silver is actually up a little bit, and you know, it's I mean, the metals market is pretty flat right now, but always interesting to look at. Now, Max Payne is saying it's the broader markets that are crashing too, and I'd prefer we not go into a deep recession depression. I would prefer that as well. I'm completely in agreement. And one of the things that we need to start asking ourselves is, after how much, you know, downside are we really in a recession depression? I mean, I don't think we're that far off, right? I mean, if the stock market were to drop another 15%, maybe 20% at the most, I would say we are in a full-blown serious recession. And, you know, if we get some kind of depression, I do think we're going to see that sub 10K Bitcoin, right? I think we could see that $6,000 to $7,000 Bitcoin. And I do absolutely think, as crazy it may seem right now, we could see the day come that Ethereum reaches $360, $380 again at that time, which would probably be the buying opportunity of a lifetime. The thing is, right, with the unfortunate circumstances of the economy, how many people will have money to put into Ethereum when that price comes? Okay, unfortunately, it may not be many people, and I really say that with a lot of sadness. You know, myself included, I have lost money on this drop since I was holding those proof of stake coins, but I'm holding through it. And I accumulated a little bit a few weeks back when we saw that first dip, which I'm very happy I did. I don't regret that, right? I'm throwing them and staking, and I'm not touching them, and I'm gonna hold them. Even if we drop lower, it's okay, right? I'll slowly accumulate, and if not, I'll hold what I have. It's not a problem for me because I didn't put in more than I could afford to lose, and I also hold coins that are some of the best staking coins, and some of the coins that I think are going to be around for the next decades, and that have a huge amount of technological value, right? Things like Avalanche, Polygon. I like Tron as well, to be honest. And I think Ethereum is pretty much the gold standard in terms of smart contracts and the level of decentralized applications that it has. I also want to look at the DeFi Llama total value locked for Ethereum and other chains out there. This was from the previous live stream, so let's go ahead and hit that refresh button and see how much it dropped. Wow, we dropped basically $2 billion in total value locked for Ethereum. And look at the protocols, right, sinking nonstop. If we move over to the global, we're now below $30 billion in market cap, folks. In total value locked for Ethereum. And to be honest, that really worries me. We have $50 billion in total value locked in the overall market cap rankings. That is very, very low. Some of you might not think that's low. That's extremely low. At the peak of the bull market, we were above $180 billion in total value locked. Now we're at 50 billion on the global. That's all chains included, which is really nothing, right, in the financial markets. And if we move over to Ethereum's again, I want to show you something that does worry me quite a bit, right? Total value and total value locked and the market caps tend to be loosely correlated, but they are somewhat correlated nonetheless. Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, we have $29 billion here of total value locked. Okay, but our market cap of Ethereum is $157 billion. Okay, so basically I can literally go ahead and pull up for all of you my calculator here. we're going to go ahead and take that 157 and divide that by that $29 billion total value locked, and we get 5.4. Okay, what does that mean? That means that we could basically, okay, get that, we could drop by that amount to match the market cap of that total value locked. Okay, so if I go ahead and divide this by 5.4, we'll get 241. That does seem a bit low. If we go ahead and do a little bit less here, divided by 5, sorry, I'm messing up the math here, but this is just to give you an idea. Okay, so if I go ahead, divide this by 5, okay, we get $261 for Ethereum price. Okay, guess what? That's not that far off from my peak bottom call of $350. So there's always a little bit of a premium, okay, compared to the total value locked. For right now, we're at $30 billion in total value locked, and the Ethereum market cap is $157 billion. That gap could close. We might not reach that same level, but that gap could close, and that's why I'm saying going below $500. You saw the number that I pulled up on my calculator here. It's very possible, okay? It's very, very possible based on the amount of money that we have in Ethereum in total value locked amongst the different protocols, okay? Also, talk about a waterfall effect. This is very much something that has that, right? People are losing money. They remove money from crypto. They remove money from protocols. The coin prices drop. The whole holdings drop. And the USD value just goes crumbling, okay? Something that you can look to get a better idea of this type of correlation is the DXY index, okay? This is the dollar index. It basically shows you how strong the US dollar is globally against other assets. And guess what, right? We're literally at 52-week highs, I think, okay? Yes, we are absolutely at 52-week highs. And we're at, basically decade highs right now, okay? We're at 110 on the DXY. That means that people are very much valuing the US dollar and are selling out of, guess what? Things like crypto, which are considered risk assets, and of course, even stocks, as we're seeing right now live, okay? Please leave a like for that analysis. This is something that you don't see talked about on many other channels. And, I'm giving you the overall picture in this live stream. I'm covering it during the drop. I'm not going hiding like all these other crypto YouTubers. They disappear and don't post for months in the bear markets. That's not what I'm about, okay? I'm here to cover this live with all of you, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. We're going to move over to the shorter term time frame here, a 15-minute price chart. Look at how bad this drop is and how much we're accelerating, right? We're not finding support. And be careful of stuff like this where we get a little bounce, right? People get all excited. Oh, this is it. We're going to fly up and go back to where we were. That doesn't happen, right? We need to see a serious bottom before we can call a drop, because these things can go crashing like this non-stop, okay? I've seen it happen several times in a row. In just a few hours, it can drop very quickly. So be careful of these little stair moments, because this is just a staircase downward, okay? This is not a support level or anything, so don't get it twisted there. Sometimes we can come back and test it and then fall right back down. That's typically what happens, actually. So please pay attention to this type of stuff. Keep this in mind. Let's see here. We have comments going off the hook. We have some comments from Chris Paul. Thank you for the support. Max Payne saying Ethereum has so much more potential value when compared to Bitcoin. Bitcoin will likely be a 10 to 20x in the next 5 years from its bottom. Coins like Ethereum will outperform, in my opinion. I'm actually in agreement with that comment. I think that Ethereum's value as a network is probably like nothing we've ever seen before. I think that it will blow past the market cap of most assets on Earth in the next 10 to 20 years. You need to keep your time frames a bit bigger when you're talking about things of this size. But I think that Ethereum's market cap could bypass Apple one day. Okay, just because of, or at least get close that gap between its current market cap and the market cap of Apple. Just because it could literally lead most of the internet as we know it could be the backend could be on Ethereum, right? Things like ENS domains, financial networks, CBDCs, you know, all the stuff that we're using, DeFi, etc., that could all be run through Ethereum, or at least most of it. And that would easily put Ethereum's market cap over $1 trillion. As in the next few decades, we could see that total value locked go above $500 billion for Ethereum, which is still, you know, the leader amongst all the chains out there, right? In fact, most other chains are very, very low in terms of total value locked, especially during this bear market. The only one that is quite impressive is Tron, right? Everything else not looking pretty. And most of them are below $2 billion now. Even some of the bigger proof of stake coins like Avalanche, etc., Polygon, they've fallen tremendously, right? I mean, please don't forget that we saw one of the biggest coins, Luna, blow up, right? It completely blew up, and that was one of the coins that was reaching some of the biggest total value locked. That money got wiped clean, as we all know. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look at Terra Luna Classic. Like I said, I told you that we were going to drop a bunch on Terra Luna Classic, right? We may see another pump on this down the line, but right now, okay, I was telling you nonstop when we were around 50, 60 cents. I said it, we're gonna come crumbling back below 30 cents, probably reaching a 17-cent peak. And we did go on this current drop as low as 24 cents. I think we could easily go lower. Just wanted to cover that for anybody who's wondering about Terra Luna Classic. I wouldn't go anywhere near those two coins right now, but especially Luna, the one that's run by Do Kwon. That's just all bad news, right? Do Kwon, I believe, has a warrant out for his arrest in South Korea. It's a lot of nasty stuff. You know, it is disappointing to see the amount of hacks, scams, etc. that have gone on in the crypto space. In fact, if you have ever been affected by any of those personally, let me know in the comments down below. I'd be very interested to hear that. Max Payne saying, I'm still down like 40% on most of my main crypto holdings and could care less. I'm with you, man. Believe in what you own, diversify and hodl. So, you know, you need to consider when something has fallen this much, even if there is more downside ahead, right? Even if there's 20, 30, 50% more downside ahead, is it really worth selling and risking that you potentially sold near the bottom? Okay, so let's say we do get 15k BTC, but 15k BTC ends up being the peak bottom. Was that worth selling right here, okay, to avoid a little bit more downside, but then you sold out and don't buy back in and you miss out on the next bull run? Okay, that's not worth it to me personally, which is why I'm holding my coins. Very similar on Ethereum, okay? Ethereum, you know, we are dropping a lot. I even said we could go below 1,000. I even said we could go below $500, okay? You heard me say it. But at the same time, okay, now I think Ethereum is going to drop a bit more, so I'm not going to buy Ethereum right now, since I think we will reach at least $1,000 and could even go below that. But just for an example, okay, especially, you know what, Ethereum is not the best example right now, but you get my idea, right? Even right now, you know, you're selling here, you can miss out on the upside. Yes, there is still probably a little bit more downside left, but you need to be careful, okay? Because the upside will greatly outweigh the downside in the long term. So if you're already holding the coin, you need to think twice. Is it really worth selling? Please, that's just my own personal opinion. That is not financial advice, okay? None of this is financial advice. I'm just sharing my own personal opinion from my years of experience to try and give you the most helpful analysis possible. But at the end of the day, it is your money, it is your decision making, okay? So it is your responsibility, and this is not financial advice. And let me know down in the comments below your opinions on this and what coins you are holding. You know, let me know if you have potentially cash on hand to buy this dip. I'd be interested to hear that. Also, for our live 21 viewers, thank you so much for watching the stream. We're covering Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many other altcoins. We already covered ApeCoin and other ones. You can look back in the stream, and please share this live stream with your friends. Share it on Twitter. In fact, go follow me on Twitter. You can like and retweet this tweet right here. And also, please make sure to subscribe and turn on those bell notifications. That will help you to never miss these live streams. And going back to some of those news pieces that we talked about, right? Cryptos are dumping here. We're Sunday. It's in the weekend. It's a typical day to see these market dumps. And, you know, we're seeing a bunch of stuff going on. We're seeing the CFTC prepare to step up oversight of crypto market. I believe Biden is actually doing some stuff about a crypto bill potentially. Look at this. Luna founder Do Kwon isn't in Singapore. So still more drama with this whole Luna thing. It's ridiculous. It causes a bunch of market panic. It's absolutely despicable what happened with Luna, Do Kwon. It destroyed crypto and it caused this market dump to accelerate. Okay, I wouldn't say it's the sole cause of it because cryptos have gone up a lot, but it certainly has worsened the situation. It's also made a lot of people trust crypto a lot less, right? Please remember that people have lost their life savings in Luna. Some people will never recover from that, and you know, they may never invest in crypto again, right? And I would understand them doing that based on what happened, but that really does affect crypto in the long term, or at least in the next few years. Interesting little news piece here. Merge flippening predictions fail as Ethereum market dominance drops 13% in 30 days. That has to do right up here. You can see dominance of BTC and dominance of ETH, the two biggest coins in the market cap. Okay, we got 37.8% for BTC. Go ahead and put it on our calculator. 37.8% and 16.5% market dominance. So that's the amount of market share they have. So we got a sorry, I literally forgot to type in the one there. Let me redo that. So plus 16.5, that's combining the market dominance of the two biggest coins. 54% from the two biggest coins, right? So we got a lot of the market cap of crypto that's in those two biggest coins. As they drop, you can only imagine how much damage that causes to the market cap overall. And Ethereum is losing that market dominance right now compared to BTC, as we are seeing the sell-off start to happen, right? Kind of the long-awaited sell-off, which was taking some time to happen, but now we're seeing it come through on Ethereum. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is because if we go back to the article here, the reason why this is so interesting, in my opinion, is the flippening factor, right? Ethereum was looking very, very good up until the merge and up until this drop, okay? In fact, perfect time to pull up the ETH to BTC chart. This chart has to do with Ethereum's price versus Bitcoin's price, right? So if Ethereum is going up more than Bitcoin, right, it goes up. If Bitcoin is staying stronger than Ethereum or going up more, this will drop. Okay, so this basically judges how strong Ethereum is compared to Bitcoin. You can see the run up we had, right? We had a 70% run up, okay, and we're holding a very nice range. Now we're back in the middle of this range, and we have fallen a lot compared to the high here, right? Over 20% now. It's not pretty. And you know, this is just a it's not a disaster or anything, but it's just to say that, you know, right now the flippening, right, Ethereum bypassing Bitcoin is not going to happen right now. And unfortunately, folks, to be honest, as much as I love Ethereum, I don't think that's going to happen until the next bull run. Okay, if it is going to happen, it's not going to be during the bear market. It's just not. It's going to be during the next bull market, as NFTs and stuff like that are probably at the peak, at the height they've ever been. But right now, okay, I don't think Ethereum is going to bypass Bitcoin. And I think anybody who seriously thinks that Ethereum would do that in a bear market just hasn't been around in crypto long enough. Okay, it's nothing against Ethereum. I love Ethereum, but you need to pay attention to the statistics and what's going on here. Move back to Bitcoin here. Keep an eye on this while I'm talking, because this is really something that can get worrisome if it starts sinking further and further here, especially if it breaks that 17.6k price level. We're looking at our, let's see, at our comments here. You guys are keeping it up with the comments. Thank you so much. And we're at 23 live viewers. This is almost our peak on the live stream, guys. Please leave a like if you haven't already, and share the stream with your friends. Let's try and get to above 50 viewers. This is a great day to do that. A lot of people want to be aware of what's going on. They're panicked because of the drop. Help make sure that they reach this video by either sharing it or leaving a like and subscribing and turning on those bell notifications. We have a comment from someone that I haven't seen before called Gamayun. He is saying, so at what price to buy Loon C? Now, of course, like I said, right, I'm not here to give financial advice. I said that a realistic bottom would probably be that 0.00017 level, but right now, okay, with the level of fear and panic that's in the crypto market, I wouldn't be the one to buy the dip on a coin like Luna, even though it's Luna Classic, right, which is kind of away from Do Kwon now. It still wouldn't be my number one pick to buy, just because this could fall a lot before it starts finding a bottom in a bear market. Okay, this could go back kind of in this range over here, so it's very hard to make that call right now. But probably I'll say this, an area that would probably be a not bad level to start accumulating again, if you do believe in Luna Classic, which comes with a huge amount of risk, right? I'm giving the warnings, and please, both to the upside and the downside. None of this is financial advice, but I'd say this range right here, between 0.0000, so 4 zeros after the dot 7, and 0.00017, that's an approximate bounce area, but once again carries a huge amount of risk, so be careful there. And not financial advice, right? Ethereum, I sold back in July at 24K. He is referring to Bitcoin. Now waiting for good 17K to start dollar cost averaging and buying back in. Not a bad idea. Definitely, you know, he sold at a pretty, he sold it at 24K peak there. Let's move back to Bitcoin. 24K was the peak of the most recent bounce, by the way, in case you didn't know. It's this price level right here. In fact, despite the messy chart, hopefully you can keep up with everything I'm drawing. I showed our peak bottom here after the big drop, and then we had that run up. Okay, so that was our top, and now we're falling back down. So our viewer Ethereum sold at this 24K area, okay, when we're on that little bull mode, on that little pump, and you know, he's planning on dollar cost averaging starting 17K. So you know, for those who waited, you're getting in on some pretty good prices probably in the long term. Could even be even better in the next few months though, if we reach down to 10K BTC. Gamayun is saying, thanks at the right trader. Thank you so much for watching the live stream. And you know, anybody else who's watching, if you just hopped in, leave your comments. You know, if you have questions about any altcoins, we already covered Solana, Matic, ApeCoin. We talked about Shiba Inu. Any other coins, let me know down in the comments. And I'm here to answer your questions. We're tracking this live. We have a huge amount of viewers, and we are not done just yet. Okay. Now we can see for how much longer I can talk nonstop, of course. But nonetheless, I really do appreciate all of your support. And oh, we got a comment from Greenlight. Thank you for not being shy. Greenlight is asking about waves. This is an interesting coin. It had some drama earlier this year with its stable coin. However, a lot of it had to do with, there was rumors about Sam Bankman-Fried manipulating that. Sometimes there's some shady stuff going on with that. I don't know what's the truth or not, but I do think Waves is a pretty good crypto. I like the fact that this is a crypto that's been around almost since the beginning. It's a very old coin. I have a lot of respect for older coins, right? They're less fly by night. Many coins have gone and come, but Waves has been around for a very long time here. We can pull up the all-time chart. Unfortunately, it dropped a lot compared to where it was higher this year. Does look like it has quite a bit of weakness. Long term, it could still be a pretty interesting coin. It has to, you need to be careful though with its stable coin, right? Because if its stable coin is failing, the crypto itself is probably going to see a lot of jitters. This is a coin that could probably go back to $1 in the bear market. Okay. With that being said, if its stable coin can persevere, it is a coin that should be about $50. So we have some crazy upside, but also some potential downside here for a coin like Waves. So hopefully that gives you an idea of what I'm talking about here with Waves. You know, it has had a nice little support level here, but it is looking like it is dropping below that. So like I said, our next one is going to be at about $1 or even 90 cents for Waves. So it isn't looking like it is necessarily hit the peak bottom yet. But if its stablecoin does good long term, you know, this is a coin that could do very, very good. I believe some institutions would be interested in a coin like this. It's also on many exchanges. By the way, if you want to trade Binance, link in the description. My favorite exchange out there. Some of the lowest fees, fastest execution times. You know, look no further than Binance. Link in the description. You have my Twitter also in the link in the description if you want to learn technical analysis. I've been talking about technical analysis nonstop, digging in the charts. check out my technical analysis master course. It's less than 20 bucks. It comes with a 30-day money back guarantee. I'm not trying to shill it, but seriously, where have you seen such a good deal for a course that has the level of content that's in there? Okay, it's less than 20 bucks and even comes with a 30-day money back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, you literally have nothing to lose by giving it a try. If you're interested in checking it out, you can find a link to that in the description of this video. Next, we have more comments coming through. Thank you all for not being shy and interacting with the stream. Hopefully you are all enjoying this. You know, Bitcoin still at this 18,400 level. We're still sinking slowly but surely. Got to be careful here. We have Max Payne saying, check my previous message about ETH Classic, wondering your thoughts on its future. ETH Classic is probably not going to go anywhere. It's probably going to be a coin that's going to do very good in the bull markets. It's probably going to get some strong pumps as it has been. I think I don't expect any changes in how Ethereum Classic is moving. Is it going to bypass Ethereum? I don't think so. But is it a coin? Is it an altcoin that is probably safer due to it being around for a long time and probably will continue to do pretty good in the long term? Yes, that I do think so. Now, Shurshaw Sahel is saying, what coins are most bullish on for the next bull run? It depends what causes the next bull run. There is always a cause for every crypto bull market. Back in 2017, it was ICOs. Back in, you know, or I should say the first bull run, right, over here, 2017, 2018, it was ICOs. The second one was very much due to NFTs and stuff like that. Or I should say maybe that was the second part of this bull run. But still, right, this had a lot to do with ETH, etc., and the stimulus checks. That's what caused this bull run over here. So there's always a cause. And wow, we just got our first super chat from Max Payne. You know, he dropped 99 cents to support the channel. That means so much to me. Just want to say a huge thank you to support the stream, and anybody else who drops super chats. I'm greatly appreciative. It helps me continue to make great videos like this during the bear market. And you know, I think that it's a very little you know, gesture that makes a big difference for me to continue these live streams for all of you. So really huge thank you to Max Payne here for that donation and that super chat, and anybody else who would consider doing that. You are greatly helping me making these videos daily for all of you. Now we have some other comments here. Oh, Greenlight saying thank you for helping him out with that question on waves. I'm glad you found it helpful. It looks like you are all loving the stream. And by the way, let me all know in the chat, where are you from? Are you in Europe? Are you in the US? I'd be greatly interested to hear that. And it helps me know, you know, what time should I make these live streams. Here we have a huge amount of viewers. There's a lot going on in the crypto market, so that might be why. But I want to make sure that we get as many people in the streams as possible. I want to make these the biggest crypto live streams on YouTube. And you know, you letting me know when you are. Wow, Max Payne really blessing me here. Even bigger super chat. He just gave another $3. So huge thank you to Max Payne for supporting this live stream. If any of you want to give Max Payne a little thumbs up, go ahead and do that in the comments. But yes, all of you, Max Payne, everybody who's commented, Greenlight, all of you, anybody who's watching the stream, let me know where you are located. You know, I'm interested to know that for when I should do these live streams. It's also just fun to know where you're all from. And also, you know, think about what I said. If you're maybe in Europe or in Asia, okay, this crypto drop has a decent amount to do with Asia. Why? Because Sundays tend to be the big market drop days. And I talked how the market drops tend to start in the nighttime US time, which is what we're seeing here, and they tend to accelerate even more as we head deeper in the night around 3, 4, 5 a.m., right? As Asia really can take advantage of the low volume, short sellers can dump on the market and create even more selling pressure, okay? And that's what typically created some of the biggest liquidation events, the biggest drops in crypto were at 3, 4, 5 a.m. US time. I can't tell you the amount of times where I was in bed staring at the markets, and just seeing, you know, the drop happen before my eyes at 4 a.m. And most likely, right, where is the majority of that selling pressure and shorting coming from at 3, 4 a.m.? It's going to be the Asian Chinese markets. And you know, of course, the selling started. It's not the fault of those people, but it's just how the markets tend to work, right? It's just how these the geography tends to work. We have someone from Australia, so that's a perfect example of someone who might see the peak drop in real time there in their daytime. We have someone from Hawaii. That's awesome. We have someone from San Francisco, Algeria. Wow, we really have people from all over the world. We have someone that I haven't seen message before, Crypto Highway. Welcome to the stream. Subscribe if you haven't already. It's awesome to see new people. We're on a live peak of 30 live viewers. We're tracking Bitcoin closely here. I'm staying close on the charts. We can even go to the 5-minute time frame. We're seeing a little bit of support, but like I said, right, you need to be careful that these support levels last and are not just stepping stones to another big drop. Okay, so keep an eye on it, track it, but don't get caught necessarily into longing these type of things. I used to do this a lot when I was a bit new to these markets. I would try longing these periods right here. Okay, so I would enter a long position, I would put my stop loss right below the support, and then what would happen, we would barely pump, get a big drop, and I would get stopped out, or even if I was using very high leverage, get liquidated. Okay, so be careful with this type of stuff, right? Learn from my mistakes, and please, once again, none of this is financial advice. I'm sharing my own personal experience and my opinions. Okay, now I will say one little bullish thing for the 5-minute time frame on the BTC chart. Right now we can see a bullish divergence. Okay, so we can go ahead and draw this out as such. We have higher lows on the RSI right now on the 5-minute time frame. Keep in mind, this is a short time frame. If we move out, we are still downtrending here, but on the 5-minute, it looks like we have a little bit of support coming in. This could at least stabilize. We could even make a bit of a bounce or up towards 18,700, but still, right, this is nowhere near a recovery of any type of big importance in the grand scheme of things, right? I mean, to be out of this bear market, we need to get back above 24k, potentially even above 28k, right? Especially right now where we don't know where the peak bottom will be. Be careful, okay? Please be careful. So keeping up with the comments here, we got some other people from Germany. Rick Fry, welcome to the stream. I may have seen you before, but I'm not sure, so let me know if you are subscribed or not. But hopefully you subscribe after this live stream. We got Brandon from Texas, literally people from all 4 corners of the earth. That's amazing. And you know, all of you will get very different experiences on how you are all digesting this crypto market, right? If you're sleeping during the drop, you wake up, it's not a fun way to see it. Some of you might be staring at the charts in your daytime, watching the peak drop happen. It is what it is, right? I tend to try and always be readily available when the market is hot, right? That can be either when it's pumping or when it's dropping. I want to be there, and let me all know, all of you 26 live viewers, which is probably the most steady amount of 26 live viewers that I've ever had on a live stream. What made you stay so long in the live stream with me? You know, I'd be greatly appreciative to hear, you know, are you enjoying the technicals? Are you enjoying me talk? Is my voice soothing enough for you? You know, let me know down in the comments below, and that way I know, you know, oh, maybe you guys like when I cover the news more, right? We talked about this, we talked about the merge flipping, stuff like that. There's always a bunch of news to talk about in the crypto market. So let me know if you want more news or less news in these live streams, okay? That's always something I can easily add. Right now, guess what's happening? Bitcoin is still seeing that weakness come in, right? I think this is going to be very similar to what happened back here. It could actually even be shorter, okay? Meaning that it might not even last as long as we did here. You know, sometimes these can be very short and we can get that next big drop, right? And keep in mind, I'm sure there were a lot of people that were doing what I was doing, where they would long this like this, put their stop here, and then get sell, and then it creates an even bigger drop, right? And then what does that cause? It causes this staircase as such to the downside, right? Where people always try longing, and then they lose every time, right? So right now it's known as trying to catch a falling knife. You'll hurt your hand, and that's exactly what it is in the markets. In this type of period, you know, you try and catch these drops. You need to wait for the dust to settle if you're trying to get back in this typically, right? Getting in while we're in peak panic is a recipe to get in, you know, somewhere like this, right? where you're nowhere near the end of the drop. People who bought in right here, you know, they now are down an extra 2%. If some people had bought, you know, maybe middle of this candle right here, which would have been very, very unwise, if I may say so myself, they're already now down almost 5% on that position. So it ain't pretty. Now we can see that we have, oh, Max Payne saying he loves that I'm responsive to our questions live. You know, I'm really trying to show that I am different from anybody else in the space, right? I'm interacting with all of you. I'm not ignoring any of you. Literally every single one of your comments, I have read them, and that's what I'm here for, right? I'm here to serve all of you and to give you the best technical analysis out there. Of course, it'll always be free of charge. If you want additional stuff like the master course, that's something that you can do, right? I'm not pushing it on anyone. I'm not shilling it. It's there. It's right there. You can buy it at any time. It's less than $20 and comes with 30-day money back guarantee, but it's not something that's obligatory. It's if you want to expand your knowledge, okay? Nothing to lose by giving it a try. You can always take advantage of that money back guarantee if you're not satisfied. And yes, I will be here to answer your questions always. And anybody who gives super chats like Max Payne, just know that you are supporting the continuation of this channel and the continuation of me giving you the best content on YouTube for crypto and even stocks. I do plan on making some more videos on stocks just because there's so much going on across the US stock market and on individual stocks. But of course, this is a crypto channel. You know, pretty much since inception, crypto is what made me big on YouTube, and I'll always have to give credit to where credit's due. Crypto has changed my life, and hopefully it has changed yours or will change yours in the future. And expanding your knowledge, getting in at the right times, buying at the lows, that's probably going to be the best way for that to happen. Now we have Century DVC from Toronto. That's someone that I haven't seen in the stream before. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And we see Max Payne saying, I'm sure viewers will peak during massive moves up or down. That is for sure. Everybody has their eyes. Everybody is glued into the market, daytime or nighttime, when we're seeing this type of stuff happen, right? It's obviously pretty crazy and fun to watch. And I'm just switching across some of the time frames here. I should probably clean up these charts. There's no way for me to just clean up the drawings. If I remove the drawings, it'll remove every line I put on the chart. That's why I'm keeping it messy. I'm sorry if it's super annoying, but I want to keep the main levels still drawn out. I can go ahead and remove some of these green drawings, but the main levels, I do have to keep them just because it's pretty important for how this is playing out, right? Right now, you know, we're seeing Bitcoin at this $18,450 level. It's really struggling, right? I mean, like I said, sometimes these cryptos tend to get a sprout of bullishness out of nowhere and put in a little bottom, but we're so bearish on every single indicator. I mean, we have no sign, for example, on the 1 hour chart of any type of bounce. Look at the RSI. Deep oversold. We're sinking on the MACD. And yes, right, that means that we could flip at any moment, but we haven't gotten any actual sign of us flipping back and reversing, okay? So that's why I'm saying you got to be careful with that stuff. It's because we need to wait for that reversal signal, okay? Until that's happened, you get exactly what's been happening. You get this massive dump, okay? So I can't repeat that enough. So we'll move back over to the 4 hour. We have now 1 hour and 17 minutes left on the chart. What did I talk about a little bit earlier in the stream? We're at 2 hours left on that same time frame, okay? So this is a 4 hour time frame. That means every candlestick is 4 hours, and we have 1 hour and 17 minutes left on this candle, and we haven't ended this candle. In fact, we started this where? We started this much higher, right? This was a small candle when I started the stream. We now sunk lower again. So wouldn't surprise me to see this below 18K in the next candle or two. We will probably see some support at 17,600. It could even last up until tomorrow morning, maybe even the next few days. But the next week is going to be, you know, on the edge of a cliff for the crypto market as a whole. And I hate to say it, but I think it'll all entirely rely on the stock market, okay? If the stock market finds some type of bullishness with the Federal Reserve meeting and the interest rates, then we could see a big reversal started with stocks, and that'll immediately follow on Bitcoin. I'm very confident that it'll probably immediately follow on Bitcoin and Ethereum. However, it's not guaranteed, right? We could get bad news, and the market could react very negatively to it, and it would cause the crypto to drop, crypto market to drop even more so, right? Bitcoin right now sinking more. We'll go back to our coin market cap, refresh it here. I want you to pay attention to these two pieces right here, right? We have the 1 hour of what's happening in the last hour and what's happening in the last 24 hours. Ethereum now down an extra percent, 11.1%. Bitcoin even accelerating in terms of downside. I can't explain how weak Bitcoin has been. It does kind of annoy me because it's not something that you'd expect for a coin like Bitcoin, but unfortunately, right, Bitcoin has no bullish catalyst. It's very much of an old man's coin now. That's the feel that it has, especially compared to all these new fancy proof of stake coins, Ethereum with its merge. Not to say that proof of stake is always better, right? I love proof of work, but when you don't have catalysts, a lot of people, especially the people who are not in it for long term, they tend to sell off, right? They tend to sell their coins, and it causes coins like Bitcoin to drop, which Bitcoin has no fundamental reasons to be completely dumping. The problem is it doesn't have any reasons right now to really pump either. Okay, so we're seeing in the last hour, Bitcoin is dropping faster and more than Ethereum. Okay, so you know, the proof is in the pudding here. These coins are probably going to keep dropping in tandem, right? Bitcoin might not fall absolutely as much as Ethereum, but it's looking like it's trying to shorten that gap between the two. And look at this, guys. Look at this live. Wow, I'm so glad we are capturing this live. We are actually at a live peak amount of viewers on the stream. And look at what's happening, folks. We're literally dumping live as we talk, okay? So right now, we just lost that $18,400 support level for Bitcoin. We're sinking below that. We just saw a very sharp drop all the way down to 18,223. I'm sure we're going to dump a lot more here now. We're starting to see the liquidations come in. It's going to cause a ripple effect. Watch it happen. And let's go ahead and see what's happening with Ethereum. That's great that we were able to catch that live with a peak amount of viewers. Let's see what's going on here for Ethereum. If it's also seeing that downside or less. So Ethereum is really on this support level right here, right? We're seeing this candle. It's trying to be a reversal candle or a bullish candle. We need to wait, of course, till it finishes to see what happens, right? An hour and 13 minutes left. I'm not sure I'll be here live for when the candle closes, but if you're awake, pay attention to this, right? You can go on TradingView 4-hour time frame, right? Look at this candle in an hour. If it closes above our support level, that's a good sign, right? That means that we could start to move back up a little bit at least. However, if we sink below 1,300 bucks or below the support level right here, right, the low of $1,281, we're gonna see a lot more downside probably, or at least it's gonna probably keep dumping, right? I wouldn't expect to bounce after that. So right now is kind of our last chance before we get a bounce, before reaching probably what's going to be the move to push us down to $1,000, unfortunately. We have a peak amount of viewers on the stream. Let's try and get it higher, folks. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications, support this live stream. Let's try and reach our peak amount of viewers of 50 live viewers. We have Max Payne saying Ripple cases could set the crypto market ablaze depending on their outcomes. Thank you for that comment, Max Payne. It's interesting because XRP was holding up pretty well here, and I do believe there was some stuff going on with the lawsuits. I haven't checked too much about it, but yes, XRP, or maybe if it doesn't happen now, but if it happens, for example, 6 months from now, if there's good news with XRP, that could potentially even be what causes the next bull run, or the beginning of it. We have Greenlight saying, you think the market is done bleeding for now? Unfortunately, for tonight at least, I don't think so. Now, Ethereum is trying to make this reversal candle, so it could, if this reversal candle holds, but that's an if, right? That's if that reversal candle is able to hold until an hour and 11 minutes. That's still a decent amount of time. That is enough time for it to slip lower and cause more liquidations. As for Bitcoin specifically, you know, this just lost 18,400. Let's see if it's bounced back up a bit or not. So it has bounced back up a bit. This is a decent sized wick. You know, Bitcoin could bounce a lot more. It would be very bullish, at least in the shorter term, if we could get back above this support level, you know, and just stay above it till tomorrow morning. That would be at least give us some hope that we can maybe stay above this. If we don't, unfortunately, it's not going to be pretty. And yes, if we don't hold that, that would probably mean quite a bit more bleeding. Now we got, let's see, a lot of comments trying to keep up with all of you. Brandon saying ETH is going to dump hard here in about 13 minutes. All the 1 hour moving averages will death cross then. Thank you so much for that comment, Brandon. The 1 hour moving averages, he is referring to this right here. In fact, that death cross looks like it may have already happened for Bitcoin, unfortunately. This is referring to this right here, folks. The 50-day moving average is now below the 100-day moving average. That's a bearish crossover, right? That happened basically right near this candle over here, the first big candlestick drop. So, you know, need to play, like I said, right? It looks like it's trying to get a reversal candle in. We'll keep an eye on it for both Bitcoin and ETH. If it can hold the reversal candle, we could get a little bounce, but keep in mind, right? We do need to get a lot higher before we can start being hopeful that we really properly stabilized, okay? And like I said, keep an eye on the markets, right? Any bounce in crypto probably means the markets are bouncing a bit as well. So keep an eye on those futures, and keep an eye how the stock market acts tomorrow. If we get some type of big pump in stocks tomorrow, or even a decent sized pump, we're going to see cryptos recover a bit, right? And that's something that'll be very bullish, and something to keep an eye on. If that continues with stocks, that's going to translate over, and that's going to bring a little bit more hopefulness back into crypto. But right now, right, we are retesting these lows, and the more times we test them, the more likely we are to really get a big drop. So we need to be careful, right? This is there's only so many times we can test these levels before we really get a big drop, basically. Rick Frey saying, sorry for the laser response. Yes, I'm subscribing. I just bought your trading course. That's amazing. Thank you so much for the support, Rick Frey. Hopefully you enjoy that course. I can't tell you the amount of time and effort I put into making that course. It took me literally days to make, and I covered every single thing that I thought was the most important and the most useful indicators for technical analysis. So hopefully you do enjoy it. Hopefully you do find it helpful. And, you know, I'm just really grateful for the support. Let us know once you watch some of the videos how you liked it. And once again, puts a huge smile on my face that that you made the decision to learn more about technical analysis. It changed my life personally, and hopefully it'll change yours as well. We have a comment from Hope saying he fully agrees with Max Payne. Welcome, Hope, to the live stream. We have 30 live viewers. Subscribe if you haven't already. What are you waiting for? These are the best crypto live streams on YouTube. We have Max Payne saying this dump feels like being a Ravens, and he's talking about I guess NFL. I don't watch NFL, so it all seems good until the very last quarter, and then the big drop, right? So you need to be careful, but right now we do have a little sign of hope for at least the short term, the very short term, right? We do have that reversal doji candlestick. That's something that's covered in the course. If anybody else is interested in my technical analysis master course, just to tell you some of the things that comes with, right? It's a 30-day money back guarantee. So take advantage of that. You know, 30-day money back guarantee, less than $20, has hours of videos. Take advantage. Link in the description of the video, and you know, enjoy it. So right now, 28 live viewers on the live stream. I'm sweaty from talking so much. There's not that much more to talk about now. We're staring at the charts, and Bitcoin is trying to decide here, is it going to bounce or not, right? We saw the same thing on Ethereum. If I move over to Ethereum's chart right over here, okay, moving over, we can see that we are at this level where we're trying to get a reversal doji candlestick. This is actually can be a very, very bullish candlestick for a reversal. It can cause a pretty strong reversal. Not to say that we're going to go flying back up instantly, but it is sign that a reversal. And you know, if we do get a green day in the stock market, this really could slow down the crypto drop right now in the short term. So I am hoping for that, but unfortunately, you know, these candles need to reach the end of their time to confirm the reversal. So right now, all I can tell you all is keep an eye on these candles. We got a very, very strong doji candle for Bitcoin. Let me just take another sip of water. I'm absolutely dying over here. So this candle is bullish. It is basically now it's turning into a hammer candlestick. That's typically even more bullish than a doji candlestick in this type of situation, right? A lot of buyers came in and bought up this level right here. Okay, so we have a big long wick. We have the peak of that wick here. We might start to flatten out here, but the next candle could be a nice big green candle to push us back up towards above 18,500 up until 18,700. And if we can get back above 18,800, we may have avoided more downside for the next day or two. Okay, so please keep an eye on those candles, because those are going to be very, very key for the next 2 to 3 days. Let's see here. We got another comment. Here's what I think. Futures look flat. I think for tomorrow, I think markets will improve into the new year and may see all-time highs again. So, you know, I am hoping for that. Truly, that would really be amazing. Let's see here. We have 30 live viewers. Keeping an eye on these futures. They're not kicking back up as much as I want to, but it may happen over the night. Still, we need to be careful. We need to really pay attention to these candles, because this is what's going to give us the hint. I want to say thank you to Max Payne, who supported the stream, donated, I believe, about $5 to the live stream, which is absolutely amazing. If anybody else wants to support this stream or any other, you can do that through super chats. It's a great way to show your love for the stream and support my work and the channel, and hopefully the great technical analysis and insights that I give you on the crypto space. So consider that if you want to support the channel, and if you want to support it and not pay money, you can do that by just subscribing, turning on those notifications, and hitting that like button. And of course, you know, go follow me on Twitter for live updates, and don't forget to you know, check out Binance, link in the description. If you want the best exchange to trade, a lot of exchanges can be untrustworthy, and a lot of the times I look no further than Binance. And also, as I continue to talk here, if any of you want to learn more technical analysis, right, I've been drawing all over the charts. I've been talking about doji and hammer candlesticks. I've been talking about support and resistance levels, RSI, MACD, histogram. All of this stuff is covered in my technical analysis master course, and that's something you can find in the description of this video. So once again, a huge thank you to our live 28 viewers in the live stream. I'm going to call it a day, because right now there's not much more to talk about, but I stayed with you till the very last minute that I could, because right now we need to wait till this last candle plays out, right? It looks like this is closing pretty soon though on the 1 hour candle, so it does look like we're going to get a little bit of upside as we're getting this reversal candlestick. It's looking like a doji candlestick on the 1 hour. Could kick us a little bit higher here. We could see, just to show you the absolute percentage levels here, we could see about a 1 to 5% bounce here at the most. I wouldn't be too confident saying higher than that, but as you can see, we're pumping here, so that's exactly what I'm talking about, right? It does look like we're going to reverse a bit. We can expect the market to not drop as much, but right, still need to wait and see how that plays out, and how that plays out in the next week with the big news of the Federal Reserve meeting for the interest rates. Okay, and that is, I'll surely be here probably to cover this all for you live once again once that happens. But just huge thank you, right? Pay attention to the last candlestick. It's not over till we get the next candlestick, right? This is just the beginning of the reversal, but we need to get the confirmation of reversal, which will be the next candlestick, which is hopefully a big green candlestick, and then we'll go from there. Okay, but keep in mind, right, weakness could come back in, and if we wake up below 18,000 for tomorrow, it's not going to be pretty. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I loved the support. We got all the comments from everybody, you know, thanking me and talking about the stream. We got some recommendations as well from the live stream, which I really love to hear your insights. So once again, thank you so much, everybody. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications, And one last big thank you to everybody, every single one of you who have supported this live stream today. And I'll be seeing you very, very soon for yet another live stream. Stay safe, everybody. Keep an eye on the crypto markets. Don't get too stressed out, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe.